Hey, sneak peekers!
We've got 5 days until the Oscars.
And 3 days until South by.
So, for today's episode, Nolan will open with an Oscar predictions carpet.
Followed by South by Southwest preview with myself and Angelina.
Next up, Melody is here with a review of God Save Texas.
And to round up the night, we'll talk about our favorite celebrity Scientologists.
All the latest in Texas entertainment coming up on this episode of Sneak Peek.
Stay tuned. To start tonight's news desk, we would like to recognize the career of Janice Burgess, creator of the Backyardigans, who died on Saturday at the age of 72.
Burgess was an influential figure in children's entertainment during the 90s and 2000s, acting as a production executive for Nickelodeon's Nick Jr. programming.
During her time at Nick Jr., Burgess oversaw the development of shows such as Blue's Clues, before eventually creating a show of her own which became the Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans ran for 80 episodes between 2004 and 2013, but several popular songs from the series, including Castaways and Into the Thick of It, later found new life when they became viral TikTok audios in 2021.
Burgess' legacy lives on through her mother, brother, and the generation of children she inspired to create their own adventures.
Another popular children's franchise made national headlines last month with the disastrous Woolies Chocolate Experience event based on the Willy Wonka films in Glasgow, Scotland.
Marketed as an interactive experience with AI-generated promotional images and a $40 price of admission, patrons and the internet were shocked when they were greeted with what many described as decorations for a children's party.
According to actors hired for the event, the entire script was only 15 pages and generated entirely with AI, leading to a few strange additions to the normal Wonka story.
Recently, social media has been obsessed with one of these additions, an original character in the experience referred to as the Unknown, a terrifying cloaked figure who was introduced as an evil chocolate maker that lives in the walls.
The character has already become popular enough to warrant his own movie. Kind of.
Bloody Disgusting published an article yesterday saying that an original horror film based on the Unknown was in development by a Scottish company called Caledonia Pictures.
However, internet sleuths have since discovered that there is no digital footprint for Caledonia Pictures, prior to a few days ago, and the company's website only offers a brief synopsis of the project.
According to Caledonia's website, the film is set to rush for a late 2024 release.
Between the rushed production schedule and the mysterious production company behind it, many online are unsure what to expect from The Unknown, including us.
That's all we have.
Now, Nolan, Molly, Anna, and Emily are predicting who they think the biggest losers of this year's Academy Awards will be.
Take it away, y'all.
What's up, sneak peekers? We are us. I'm Nolan Wally,
I'm Anna.
I'm Molly.
And I'm Emily.
and we're going to be talking about the Oscar season, but most importantly, we're going to be talking about who's least likely to win the Oscars. This year has some pretty set winners, but we don't really talk about who's the most unlikely. So to start us off, does anybody have any strong opinions about the acting category and who's least likely to win there?
I do not think America Ferrera is going to win for her category.
But she should.
Not saying she shouldn't, but I don't think she will because, I don't know, first, I don't really think her acting was showcased that much in Barbie, and I feel like they just threw it on there just because Barbie, you know, so if we're talking about unlikely, she's my number one.
I don't think Ryan Gosling's gonna win. I love Ken. I really do. I'm excited to see him perform. I'm just Ken, but he's against like Robert De Niro. You're not gonna win for playing Ken.
It was very interesting looking at which actors were picked to win or get nominated in the Oscars. It definitely seems as if the, I guess, least captivating performances were picked. I could see Margot Robbie getting Best Actress before I could see Ferrera.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody have any opinions on leading role for actor?
I mean, I said Jeffrey Wright, but I also haven't seen American Fiction.
Neither have I. Yeah, I've also not seen it.
That's
So-
fair.
So that's who we think it's not
So-
going to win.
it's not gonna
Based on ignorance.
So,
That's fair. Moving on to, I know there is some heat between this and here. Animated feature, what do you guys think is least likely to win?
Nimona. From process of elimination, I think Robot Dreams is not gonna win.
I marked down Robot Dreams, but upon further conversation, I believe it's Elemental.
Why do you believe it's Elemental?
I didn't see it, but it just looked really bad.
I thought Elemental was really good from the trailer. I didn't see it.
Okay.
So I think Nimona is not. Nimona's going to put her finger down if she's not going to win.
Nimona
category.
had some pretty good reviews when it came out on Netflix. I do remember that. Overall, this is a pretty good year for films, at least with critical acclaim. The one standing out, at least for me, being Elemental. Just because that was a little bit of a letdown on Disney's part.
Yes.
Does anybody have any strong opinions about costuming? Because I do know that this is a pretty competitive year for costuming.
I don't think Oppenheimer will win costuming because
I
I
agree.
think they're gonna win makeup.
I agree.
So I don't think they will win in both categories. And also, I mean, the costuming, like, yeah, it was.
They were
period,
just
it was
wearing
good, But like, it
suits.
didn't stand out to me as what was good about Oppenheimer.
Well, yeah, that's what I was like. They were just wearing suits. Like you have Barbie, you have Napoleon, poor things. Like you have period pieces, and you have like this like big, everybody saw the costumes for Barbie. Like Oppenheimer, they're literally just wearing suits.
It's just 1940s clothes. Is it set?
It's set.
It is, yes,
It's set
yes,
in the
it is.
1940s. Yes.
Yeah, it was just like that's what my theater in high school wore as well. So,
Okay. Looking at some other categories, does anybody have anything for these technical aspects like sound, visual effects,
Yes.
music, score?
I think music for original song, I'm Just Kidding is not winning.
It did win.
Yeah, which award was that?
I think it was
An Emmy?
possibly
Not
not
an
Emmy.
Emmy.
A
It
Golden
would have
Globe?
been. I think
No.
it wasn't Golden Globes. I think it was BAFTA. But when it did win, there was such a visceral reaction from everyone, including Ryan Gosling.
Because it's like, babe, it's a parody.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if there's going to be a winner for Barbie, it's pretty
Oh, it's
obviously what was
Miss
her name?
Eilish. Yes.
Miss Billie Eilish.
Which also
yes.
should have won. You said it was BAFTA,
I
right?
believe it was.
Should
Yeah.
have won that too.
I can't believe she didn't. That's
I know,
actually
right?
crazy.
Okay, let's get into some of the bigger categories. Writing, both adapted and original. Is there any one that you think is for sure not going to win?
Ooh.
I'd say original screenplay, The Holdovers, just based on what it's up against, but not
That's
to
fair.
say it's a
I
bad
agree with that.
screenplay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the holdovers, but I don't think it could win against some of the other ones.
That's fair. I know Anatomy of a Fall has been winning in a lot of other categories, and then adapted is very hard to tell who's going to
Yeah.
win between that.
I
But-
don't know.
With the last category being Best Picture, do you guys just want to run through quickly?
I said the holdovers. Again, I loved it. I thought it was so sweet, like very heartwarming, feel-good movie, but like compared to everything else, like I don't think being a feel-good movie is gonna
Okay.
win you that.
That might be all that we have left. I'm very sorry. So
had no
Holdovers is the big
thoughts.
loser
Yeah.
tonight.
Aw.
We're going to cut to commercial break, and then we will be right back.
Speakers, my name is Sydney.
And my name is Angelina. Today we are here to give you a rundown on all things South by Southwest and what excites us the most.
First off, I would love to highlight some of my favorite celebrities that will be in attendance. One person I absolutely fell in love with this year was Rachel Zelker for her role in Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. But honestly, her media presence and social media is what won me over. She will be at the festival for her new film, Y2K. I am also the biggest fan of Anne Hathaway and love Nicholas Galitzine. So seeing them here together for their new film, The Idea of You, may just destroy me. Who stands out to you, Angelina?
One actress that stands out to me is Benedetta Porcaroli in Immaculate, the new horror movie featuring Sydney Sweeney. Benedetta is an Italian actress who had her breakout role in the Italian series Baby. I've always loved Baby, so I'm looking forward to Benedetta reaching American audiences. I also can't wait to see her work with Sydney in this new horror film. What projects are you looking forward to, Sydney?
One project I am really excited for is Y2K. I know I already said how excited I am to see Rachel, but as an SNL fanatic, I must say I am really excited to see SNL alum Kyle Mooney's directorial debut with A24. This disaster comedy will premiere at South by Southwest on March 9th. Also, as a FARB, I must say I am so excited for Jane Schoenburn's I Saw the TV Glow from Sundance. This thriller stars Justice Smith and Bridget Lundy Payne as the two teenagers bond over their love of a supernatural TV show that's suddenly and mysteriously canceled. Phoebe Bridgers makes a brief cameo and has an original track for the film.
I'm so excited to watch those two. I also can't wait to watch Civil War, directed by Alex Garland. This dystopian film is set in a violent, near-future United States and features Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Spaney, Jesse Plemons, and even more amazing stars. Civil War premieres at South by on March 14th. Another film I think we are all looking forward to is The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. The Fall Guy follows Colt Spears, a retired stuntman who is called back to work when a movie star suddenly disappears.
South by Southwest is obviously a great place for film fanatics to see these incredible premieres. But if you are in Austin and would like to enjoy the festival without a badge, there are super fun and free activations to attend.
The Audible Sound Experience is hosting a carnival event with carnival games, fair foods, and a Ferris wheel that features an audio-enabled passenger gondola. South by is also hosting the Hook'em House at Antone's. This free event will have a parade, live music, panels, merch, and more.
Prime Video will be building the wasteland shantytown of Philly for their new live-action series Fallout, based on the video game, open on March 8th. On the sillier side, Poopery will host Camp Funk, featuring an inflatable 30-foot giant poo float, along with free gifts, samples, and an acoustic performance.
South by also has some amazing panels at the festival this year. The one I'm most excited for is Selena Gomez's Mindfulness Over Perfection, Getting Real on Mental Health. Selena has been a mental health advocate for years, sharing her personal struggles and raising awareness through her makeup brand, Rare Beauty. Selena and other featured panelists will talk about the importance of mental health conversations to decrease stigma and build awareness. The panel will be moderated by Dr. Jessica Stern, and they will cover topics over strict routines and self-talk.
Will you be participating in this week-long film and television celebration right here in Austin? Let us know on our socials at Sneak Peek TV, and make sure to follow along for behind-the-scenes content on the red carpets and at the festival. Now, back to the host.
Thanks, y'all. While Sydney gets ready to take my host spot, Melody has a review of God Save Texas, which Richard Linklater produced. We've reviewed many of his works here at Sneak Peek. UT professor Ileana Sosa also worked on the series. It's always an honor to highlight the works of local filmmakers in Austin. So, without further ado, here's Melody's review.
I don't think any place I ever moved to will feel quite like my hometown. Those who've stayed in one place growing up know the feeling. Our hometowns have a personality of their own. They're familiar, like greeting an old friend. But just like old friends, hometowns aren't quite the same when we revisit them. That's what Richard Linklater, Alex Stapleton, and Ileana Sosa explore in their three-part documentary series, God Save Texas. Based on the book of the same title by Lawrence Wright, God Save Texas recognizes the nuance of our home state. It's easy to diminish Texas to its stereotypes as a larger-than-life place where Southern pride reigns supreme. But Texas isn't so one-dimensional. Our state is incredibly diverse, being one of 7 majority-minority states in the country. But that fact is often overshadowed by Texas's image. Linklater, Stapleton, and Sosa dismantle misconceptions of Texas culture one town at a time, starting with Linklater's hometown, Huntsville, Texas. Here, Richard Linklater confronts the prison at the heart of his community, the only place in Texas that enacts the death penalty. Instead of bombarding audiences with court cases and statistics, Linklater focuses on the people who work with inmates every day. We hear from individuals whose livelihoods depend on the prison and the long-term toll it's had on their lives. Their accounts are both heartbreaking and humorous, which bring a much-needed human element to the story that audiences can grab onto. Linklater's episode Hometown Prison breaks down the execution system in a way that's easy to understand while fleshing out the ambivalent culture of Huntsville. Instead of centering one town, The Price of Oil by Alex Stapleton examines how big industry disrupts historically built Black and brown communities as a whole. While the oil boom is an important subject in Texas history, we hardly learn of the enslaved people who fueled it. White oil tycoons of Galveston are remembered, with their homes and economic contributions preserved for future generations to learn. On the other hand, Black achievement is overshadowed by Black suffering. Families have taken it upon themselves to uncover their ancestry. Stapleton traces this line of neglect up to present day, where Black communities continue to be pushed out for more energy plants. While Linklater grounds the state prison system through people, and Stapleton references untold histories of the oil industry, Ileana Sosa opens La Frontera with a reflection on her identity in relation to El Paso. The city's culture is shaped by the walls that separate it from Mexico. People there live in the in-between, pressured to repress their Hispanic heritage for a shot at the American dream. For people of El Paso, border policy in America normalizes the ethnic cleansing of one's identity. Sosa frames El Paso as a city defined by its blurred lines instead of one divided by it. If you live in Texas, you will connect to these stories. While they center on specific towns, these cultures exist throughout the state and are entwined with our history. Immigration, oil industry, and the death penalty are huge topics in Texas politics, so big and daunting that they become easy to ignore. Richard Linklater, Alex Stapleton, and Ileana Sosa provide a trio of documentaries that tackle these big topics on a small scale, using the familiar setting of their hometowns as a starting point to unpack unfamiliar and overlooked issues. That's it for my review. If these documentaries sound interesting to you, you can check them out on Max. Thanks for listening, and now for a quick commercial break.
Hey guys, it's Sydney. I'm sorry to inform y'all, but we've lost some sneak peekers to the Church of Scientology. Our host, Mason, left to guess which celebrities are Scientologists with Gavin, Anna, and Molly. Here's Gavin to host the game.
Hey sneak peekers, I'm Gavin.
I'm
Molly.
I'm in Scientology and I'm Anna.
I'm Mason.
And today we have a game based on the Church of Scientology in honor of the recent opening or reopening of the church here on Guadalupe Street. If
I am not
y'all
in
are ready,
Scientology. I'm kidding.
and it is not a Scientologist
I
for
am
the
not.
record. If y'all are ready, I will explain rules of the game. It's really simple. I'm going to show you a series of images. They're going to be a celebrity, and you're going to tell me if you think that they're a Scientologist or not. And if you're right, you get a point, and I have a prize at the end for whoever has the most points.
Yay.
But yeah, let's get into it. So first off, our first celebrity on the docket is
Gooped.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gooped.
Gwyneth Paltrow, known for her
Bone broth.
very strange
Goop.
beauty line, Goop, but is she a Scientologist? What do we think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry,
Okay.
no one
I
has
feel
strong
like
opinions.
she was, but she's no longer.
Okay.
I think when she was on Glee, 100% yes.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
on Glee.
Oh, iconically so.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, maybe you're the Scientologist for not knowing
Whoops.
that.
I say retired Scientologist.
That's
Okay,
what I
okay.
Inactive
already said.
member.
Yeah.
Inactive member.
And
okay.
but she forgot to bring her dude.
So, I'm not going to give y'all a point because she is not a member and never has been.
Oh.
In
She's just
interviews, she is just weird. She converted to Judaism in 2014 because her
Oh.
father was Jewish and
So was
he
mine.
converted after he passed. But she's also been on record stating that she doesn't believe in organized religion and she considers herself very spiritual. But not a Scientologist. And that brings us
shuts
to
up
our
for people.
next one, which I'm hoping I get. There we go. Elizabeth Moss.
I think she is.
I do too.
I think she is.
I think she is.
I don't know, like, nothing about her screams it,
Her
but
face?
I've heard it.
It's like the fact that like it doesn't scream it that makes me think that she's a Scientologist.
You know what? I am gonna say no.
Okay, so no, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Moss is a Scientologist.
Let's go.
She was-
Thank you, Liz.
She told me that I couldn't tell the people.
She was born into the church. Both of her parents are Scientologists, and she is also not very vocal in public about it. There was an interview I found that she did in 2022, but other than that, she doesn't really talk about it much.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But moving on,
She
we've
was
got
born into it? That's crazy.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna say no just because I know he's a manifester girl.
A manifester girl?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
he like manifests and like does his daily affirmations.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't want him to be.
No.
So that's my
Okay.
reason.
That's
I'm
not
gonna
my
say
Grinch.
no as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all are all correct. He is not a
Okay,
Scientologist.
Yay.
We're
However,
safe.
he
However.
did date a Scientologist in 2012, on and off. And that story
Tom
ended
Cruise?
in tragedy, unfortunately.
Tragedy.
Yeah, so from what I understand, she did die a couple
Oh.
years later.
Oh my
Um,
god.
And
May she rest
Was
in
it
peace.
Scientology's fault?
so, no, I mean, there's speculation, I guess, from like other people that claim to be whistleblowers, but that's all hearsay
Whistleblowers.
and not something that we actually have any evidence
Well, I
for.
have 2 points.
Okay, but moving forward, we have got Nicole
Oh,
Kidman.
I know the answer.
We love Nicole Kidman,
We
don't
do.
we? What do we think about
I know
her?
this too. The picture.
Huh?
Someone knows what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
No, I know what you're talking about. Right
Thank
after
you.
she,
Yes.
yeah, she was married to Tom Cruise, who is like arguably the
Yes.
most notable
Yeah,
Scientologist.
Oh, yes.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was part of the church a little bit when she was with him, but now she's not. She's not with him anymore.
Yeah, I think no.
Okay, so no.
She got a divorce and
She got a
lovely
divorce.
green pants and
Yes.
like
And
a
a
lacy
pink
red
top,
top,
and she's-
she had her red hair. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's
Leaving
not.
Looking like Annie.
So,
Yeah.
yes, y'all are all right. Nicole Kidman was a member of the Church of Scientology until 2001 when she split with Tom Cruise.
Thank God.
And allegedly, the story behind that is kind of crazy. Supposedly, they were having issues on set of Eyes Wide Shut in 1999, and the church sent an auditor to, I guess, like reaffirm Tom's belief in the faith. And allegedly, that ended up causing a series of issues that led her to leave. But
Set her free.
she said in
Set her
interviews
free.
that she
Let
does still
her
have
fly.
Free from the shackles of Scientology.
Yeah.
she does still have 2 children that are in the church, and so
Oh.
she has
Yes.
stated publicly that she doesn't have an issue with it. But she was not super accepted because her dad was a psychiatrist, which is heavily frowned upon.
In Scientology?
Yes.
Just in
Interesting.
Just in general, yeah.
They don't like psychologies.
Okay, moving forward,
Psychologies.
we have got
They're scientists.
John
Yeah.
Travolta, everyone's favorite.
Why did I think that was Pitbull? Sorry.
Star of Pulp Fiction, Midnight Cowboy. No.
I'm
he
gonna
did
say
that.
yes.
Urban
I'm gonna
Cowboy.
go yeah.
I'm gonna go
Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
definitely
he looks like he has
is.
some Botox
Okay.
in there.
Yeah, so John Travolta is a Scientologist. He
Of
joined in
course.
1975,
I'm not
and he
giving
has
you
been
that.
one of the most notable members of the church. He actually starred in a movie based on one of the founder L. Ron Hubbard's books called
bye.
Battlefield Earth, and it
Obviously.
is notoriously known as being one of the worst movies ever made.
Real.
So if anyone gets a chance.
Watch
Right next to
party.
Madame Web.
But now we've got.
Oh,
Button, please, someone.
oop, crap.
Okay, while we wait for that, and I figure out how to do this.
You're just clicking the. What do you do? Good.
Can you? Okay, we're gonna
No.
move up to.
They got to us.
They got me.
Scientology, you are in the
They-
system.
They no longer want my keybinds to work, unfortunately. Next up, Michael Pena from Ant-Man.
From Ant-Man.
From Ant-Man.
I have never seen that man in my
I
life.
was gonna say.
No, I have. I don't think he's a Scientologist that I know of.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that man is.
I'm
Okay.
going yes. I'm
Yes?
going yeah.
I'm going no.
No.
I
No.
say no.
Michael Pena is a Scientologist.
I'm in the lead. I'm in the lead. I have 5 points.
He joined in, I believe,
Congrats.
2000, and his reasoning was because he was worried about his relationship with alcohol. And
Ah.
so he said
So
he
am I.
didn't
I'm not
consider himself an alcoholic.
She doesn't drink.
But he did seek some sort of like spiritual affirmation, and
Right,
he is
because
still in the church
Scientology
today.
is the way to go, obviously.
All right, and so our last celebrity,
Oh, it's a surprise.
the last one, William Shatner. If you're not familiar with who William Shatner is, this man played Captain Kirk, I believe, on the original Star Trek series. And he has also been to space. He was launched into space last year.
See, now
or
I would be scared if he
2022.
is.
He was launched into
He was
space.
launched into space.
That's
yes.
a
Sponsored by
terrifying
Scientology.
And I believe he also said that it was like the most humbling experience of his life, and it like made him feel insignificant.
That
and,
tracks.
like,
That would make sense.
Yeah.
anyways, what do y'all think? Yes or no?
I would say no because he felt humbled, and I don't think Scientology feels humbled enough.
Okay.
Quick, I think no.
Okay.
I think no.
So all of you are correct. He is not a
thank God.
Scientologist. and never has
So
been.
who won?
So Molly is our winner.